You can begin. Thank you.
Oh, thank you very much. So the Operations Committee has convened or reconvened to open session. Do I have a motion and second to approve the minutes from the January 24th, 2025 Operations Committee Executive Session as a closed record? Excuse me. Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Ms. Bennett, will you poll the committee?
Commissioner Galladay,
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson Jennings,
Yes.
Commissioner Beach,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Simmons,
Yes.
Commissioner Moore.
Yes.
The motion passed.
Thank you. Do I have a motion and second to accept the cooperation agreement for the construction, operation, and maintenance of the Brick Line Greenway and the HB Strategies Government Consulting Contract as presented in executive session and forward them to the Board of Commissioners for approval? Motion and second, please.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. Ms. Bennett, will you poll the committee?
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Jackson Jennings,
Yes.
Commissioner Beach,
Yes.
Commissioner Galladay,
Yes.
Commissioner Simmons,
Yes.
and Commissioner Moore.
Yes.
The motion passed.
Thank you very much. If there is no further business, I will entertain a motion and second to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
The meeting is adjourned, and thank you all very much.
Begin AFA. Thank you.
Good morning. I'd like to call to order the AFA meeting for Friday, March the 21st, 2025. Ms. Bennett, will you please call the roll?
Commissioner Jackson Jennings,
Present.
Commissioner Beach,
Here.
Commissioner Simmons,
Yes. Here.
Commissioner Johnson,
Here.
Commissioner Moore,
Present?
Commissioner Galladay.
Here.
You can proceed.
Thank you. Ms. Bennett, can you report on any public comments that were received for this meeting?
Yes, Chair, there were no public comments submitted for today's meeting.
Thank you. The meeting minutes have been provided to the committee for review. Are there any corrections to the minutes? If none, I will entertain a motion and a second to approve the minutes.
So move.
May I get a second, please?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passed. I will ask Bill D for comments on the stockless office supplies, please, for award contract.
Gladly. Good morning, Commissioners. This item is a request for approval for Bi-State to enter into a contract with Staples Contract and Commercial LLC for the provision of office supplies, copier paper, and office furniture. In October 2008, Bi-State solicited proposals for the provision of stockless office supplies on an as-needed basis. As a result of that RFP, Bi-State awarded a contract to Staples. A contract modification was approved in December 2011, which allowed Bi-State to continue using Staples by joining a purchasing alliance called the National Joint Powers Alliance, which became Stockwell in June of 2018. Sourcewell is a national public service agency serving 70,000 members with competitively awarded contract purchasing solutions. In February 2020, Bi-State's Internal Audit Department conducted an audit of the Sourcewell agreement and recommended that procurement submit a briefing paper to obtain committee and Board of Commissioners approval every 5 years in order for Bi-State to remain a member of Sourcewell. Staples was awarded a contract for providing office supplies through the Sourcewell contract. Bi-State's past spending for supplies from 2022 through 2024 has ranged from $100,000 to $122,000 per year. So we are expected the next 5-year total spend to not exceed $1 million. Management is recommending that the Audit, Finance, and Administration Committee accept and forward to the Board of Commissioners for approval this request to authorize the President and CEO to renew the Sourcewell participation agreement with Staples Contract and Commercial LLC in a not to exceed amount of $1 million for the 2025 to 2029 timeframe. I would be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Are there any questions for Mr. D? Hearing none, I will entertain a motion and a second to approve this item as presented.
So moved. Second.
Thank you. All of those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? The motion passed. Item number 6, pension plans, 401k retirement savings plans, OPEB trust, investment performance update as of December 31st, 2024. I will ask Carmen Brothers for comments.
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm here to present an informational update on agenda item number 6 for our defined benefit pension plans, our defined contribution 401k plan, and our other post-employee benefits trust. This update is as of December 31st, 2024. I will start with the 401k plan, which had assets of $108.5 million as of December 31st, which is up by $17.8 million in contributions and investment earnings, with $12.1 million of that being combined employer and employee contributions. Next, I will highlight the salary pension plan, which ended December 31st with assets of $109 million, with total gains of $11.4 million. The IBW plan ended fiscal year 24 with $8 million, and we will continue to rebalance the investments portfolio to reduce risk in this mature closed plan. The ATU plan ended fiscal year 2024 with $107.6 million in total assets, with investment gains of $6.1 million. And finally, the OPEB trust ended fiscal year 2024 assets of $76 million, with investment gains of $7.2 million. All performance plans were included as exhibits in your board packet. And with that, I will entertain any questions you may have. And again, this report was for informational purposes only.
Any questions for Ms. Brothers? As stated, this item was presented for information only. Thank you, Ms. Brothers.
Thank you.
Item number 7 and item number 8, financial statements, treasurer report. These items are being presented as information only, and I will ask Tammy Paris for comments.
Thank you, and good morning, Commissioners. So I'll give you the financial update for December 31st. So for executive services, income was $2.4 million, and this improved income is primarily due to increased revenue from transit fees and less expense for salary and benefits. For the Gateway Arch, at second quarter, income was at $1.2 million. This is a little higher than budget and primarily due to a slight reduction in cost compared to revenue earned, and ridership is in line with the budget. For the riverfront attractions, income before depreciation was approximately $79,000. The team is controlling costs, which is resulting in this favorable income. For the St. Louis Downtown Airport, income before depreciation was approximately $47,000. And again, this team is also controlling costs, resulting in this favorable income. For the Freightway, we had an income of $97,000, and it's tracking a little ahead of budget, and this is primarily due to timing. And then moving into transit, at December 31st, we had a loss of $3.5 million before depreciation, And so walking through the revenue side of it, so passenger revenue is down about 1.6 million. And our taxes from Missouri, from St. Louis City and County, and our contractual revenue are down about 5.5 million. And this is due to timing. For the interest income, it's down from the projected budget by 3.5 million. And we project that we will continue to see this line item down primarily due to our interest income. Those funds, our projects are continuing to move ahead. And so as we are advancing our cash, we're seeing an impact on our interest income. In addition, we see an impact due to the reduction in rates. And so we think that we'll continue to see that throughout this year. On the expense side, we're over budget on our self-insurance items, but we've been covering these expenses really by controlling our costs on some of the other line items. So right now, we feel like we're in good shape. And I can tell you as of January, we're pretty much break even between revenue and expense. Moving on into the cash and investments at December 31st, our by-state directed funds were 397.4 million and our trustee directed funds were 48.8 million, both earning a rate of return of 4.4%. For the fuel hedge, we had a realized loss of about 650,000. And we budgeted $2.66 per gallon. The cost at the pump is about $2.38. And with the hedge, the actual cost to the agency is $2.78 per gallon. So a little bit ahead of what we budgeted, but that is really the purpose of our hedge, and it helps us control our costs so we don't see extreme variance there. And that is my report this morning, and I'm happy to answer any questions that you might have.
Any questions, commissioners, for Ms. Paris? Hearing none. Thank you, Ms. Paris.
Thank you.
Item 9, Treasury Safekeeping Report. This item is being presented as information only, and I will ask Crystal Messner for comments.
Good morning, Commissioners. Internal Audit did a review of the Treasury safekeeping accounts, and we determined that those accounts do in fact exist, and the respective balances, the credit ratings, and the fuel hedging are all stated fairly for the Treasury report ending December 31st, 2024, that our CFO, Ms. Tammy Paris, just presented. Collateral posted by PNC Bank in conjunction with FDIC insurance was slightly below the collateralized expectations. This is presented for informational purposes, and I would be happy to answer any questions that you may have.
Any questions for Ms. Messner? Hearing none. Thank you, Ms. Messner. Item number 10, unscheduled business. Mr. Roach, is there any unscheduled business?
Madam Chair, I have no unscheduled business, nor do I have a report on this side. I think we're moving through quite nicely. Thank you.
Thank you. Item number 12, Ms. Bennett, will you give a summary of upcoming board and committee meeting dates, please?
Yes, as noted previously, the next Board of Commissioners meeting will be held on Friday, April 18th. The next Safety and Security Committee meeting will be held on Thursday, May 1st. And the next Operations Committee, as well as the Audit, Finance, and Administration Committee meetings will be held on May 22nd. All of the meetings will be beginning at 8:30 a.m.
Thank you, Ms. Bennett. Item number 13, adjournment to executive committee. I need a motion and a second for this committee to go into executive session for the purposes of discussing legal, confidential, or privileged matters as permitted under Bi-State Development Board Policy, Chapter 10, Section 10.080, D1, legal, and D10, auditors. Ms. Bennett, will you poll the committee, please?
I will need a motion and a second.
I'm sorry. Yes, may I have a motion and a second?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you.
Commissioner Moore, Commissioner Galladay,
Yes.
Commissioner Beach,
Yes.
Commissioner Johnson,
Yes.
Commissioner Simmons,
Yes.
and Commissioner Jackson Jennings.
Yes.
The motion passed.